Hey, what's going on, guys? I just kind of wanted to make a video that kind of theorycrafts the changes, the negative changes that are coming for Warlocks and Warlords of Draenor and how they could impact us. Before we get started, I just wanted to add two quick disclaimers to the video. Disclaimer number one, any of this could change at any moment. Right after I released this video, the same day, Blizzard could announce changes that would make this video completely useless. Disclaimer number two, I don't have access to the alpha for Warlords of Draenor, so I haven't actually been able to play it myself. That being said, I have followed all of the Warlock changes very closely every moment that they get released, and I have some concerns, especially when it comes to Warlock gap openers compared to melee gap closers, especially warriors. So I'm going to quickly go over all the negative changes that I've seen that have to do with Warlock gap openers versus melee. Change number one, we're losing Howl of Terror baseline. It's going back to a talent, so we'll need to choose between Howl of Terror, Mortal Coil, or Shadow Fury. Change number two, Fear is being nerfed from an 8-second duration to a 6-second duration. Change number three, Killjading Cunning is being nerfed so that it's no longer a passive ability. It's on use on like a 2-minute cooldown or 1-minute cooldown. I can't remember. Either way, no one's going to take it in PvP. It was already really hard to talk someone into using it for PvP. They're definitely not going to be using it now. Change number four, Blood Horror is being nerfed from a 30-second cooldown up to a 60-second cooldown. Change number five, Unbound Will is being nerfed from a 1-minute cooldown up to a 2-minute cooldown. And change number six, Gateway is being nerfed to being able to only use it once every 90 seconds instead of every 45 seconds. So those are gap openers. If you guys don't know, you got melee class stuck on you. You need to get them off. You need to be able to cast, especially in Warlords of Draenor, because they're removing Fellflame, which would go into my issue number two. I'll get to that in a moment. But they have a strict, they want you to be able to cast to do damage policy. On top of that, they are nerfing the abilities that allow you to create a gap between you and a melee class to be able to do that damage. So now, if we talk specifically about warriors, what warrior doesn't already have close to 100% uptime on a Warlock on live servers? I don't know. I believe it is the ability to kite with these gap openers that accounts for most of the survivability that we have as a Warlock. Other than the change to the stun on a warrior's charge, nothing has been done to nerf warrior mobility or interrupts. So, like I said, what warrior doesn't already have near 100% uptime on a Warlock on live servers? And what is this going to mean for Warlords of Draenor? And now, back to Fellflame, because this was the most irritating part of everything that I've read when it came to the Warlords of Draenor patch notes. Fellflame is a vital ability that we have for all three of our specs. And I'm not going to really talk about Demonology because I don't really play it that much, but I feel like it's a worse change for Affliction than it is for Destruction. Either way, it's a really, really bad change for us as a class, and I'm going to explain three really good reasons why. Reason number one, spitting flags in rated battlegrounds. We may be the only class that will have no instant cast ability to prevent a flag capture in rated battlegrounds. What is Blizzard's official response to this, you may ask? Well, take a look at this. Now, I'll warn you, if you have a queasy stomach, you may not want to look at this too long. You may just make yourself sick. Helinka, lead PvP designer's response. Not every class needs to have an instant cast spell to break a flag capture. Really? They don't? Because I feel strongly that you are very wrong about that. Every class should have an instant cast ability to prevent the flag cap. It's only 8 seconds long. And for the sake of argument, how about giving us a cast time ability as Affliction Warlocks that doesn't eat up a resource like Soul Shards? At least bring back Shadow Bolt for Affliction, or add an upfront damage ability to Malefic Grasp that does all the things that Fellflame used to take care of for us. Things that I'm about to explain now. So think of it this way. After Warlords of Draenor is released, and if you are an Affliction Warlock, and you see someone capping a flag in your face, you have a few options. You have three options. One, you can, as a ranged caster class, you can run over and hit them with your staff or your dagger or your sword. Option number two, you send your pet to walk his slow ass over there and melee your opponent, which probably will take the full 8 seconds for your pet to get there. Your last option as an Affliction Warlock is to burn one of your shards on casting Haunt, just for the purpose of preventing a flag cap. Let me remind you, the moment they're interrupted, they can begin capping again, so you will need to waste another shard on Haunt every single time. It absolutely blows my mind that he's actually suggesting that not every class deserves to have some form of an instant cast ability that spins a flag or interrupts a flag cap. He closes his response with, "You also have a pet." Like I said, it'll take 8 seconds for my pet to walk into range to melee the person capping. Also, who runs with a pet in a rated battleground anyway? They die if you look at them. It is not worth risking the utility that you will lose after one of your pets die. Every Affliction or Destruction Warlock sacks their pet in a rated battleground to keep their silence 100% of the time. So Blizzard would need to either increase pet survivability to make it really, really tanky, or make the process to revive one completely trivial with an instant cast, non-resource impacting resurrection with no cooldown. Then maybe you can talk about our pets being a viable way to stop a flag capture. But to even bring that up with the way things are right now is an insult. So reason number two, why Fell Flame is going to be really bad, killing shaman totems. So now every time you want to kill a shaman's totem, you'll need to waste a soul shard on Haunt. I don't believe we're going to have any other way to kill a shaman's totem other than sending your pet to attack it, again using your sword or staff, or casting a Haunt, and something that no other class will have to put up with. And reason number three why removing Fell Flame is really awful, avoiding both of a warrior's instant cast spell reflex. So part of the strategy or skill or whatever you want to call it when you're playing a warrior is trying to reflect something really good on you with either their spell reflect or their mass spell reflect. If they talent into it, they get 2 spell reflects, however stupid that is. If anything, when you talent into mass spell reflect, it should replace spell reflect with one that just puts spell reflect on everybody instead of giving a warrior 2 separate spell reflects. Anyway, it's really dumb. A part of the skill of playing a warrior is trying to reflect something really good at their opponent. If they pop it too early, then you can stop cast in the middle of whatever you're about to hit them with. Reflect yourself, waste the spell reflect with a Fell Flame because it does very little damage, and then continue what you were doing. And the same goes the other way around. If you're a warlock and you pop Bloodhar, if you pop it too early, then a warrior can then pop spell reflect, hit you, reflect your own Bloodhar back at you, and there's a certain amount of skill involved with knowing when to pop an ability. If you don't want to pop it too early, you want to pop it right on time to get the full usefulness out of it. And with this change, your options are now to hit yourself with a Corruption, maybe a Drained Soul, I don't know, Conflag if you're Destruction. There's no way to juke a warrior's spell reflect by stop casting what you were in the middle of doing and just hit them with a Fell Flame to waste it and then continue on. And therefore there's no penalty in popping it too early for a warrior against a warlock, and there's no skill in popping it just at the right time. So there we have it, preventing flag caps, killing shaman totems, and avoiding warrior spell reflects, I should say. Just 3 of the reasons that I could come up with off the top of my head why the removal of Fell Flame is going to be really awful. And like I said, I haven't personally been invited to play the alpha yet, so that's why you don't see any alpha content from me yet. So if anyone out there has any reasons why I should not be concerned on any of these topics I mentioned, or if you're playing the alpha and you're also concerned about these topics, please leave me a comment down. Let me know how it's going. and I hope we can have a well-rounded discussion regarding this, and even though it's not going to do shit to get it fixed. Thanks guys for watching. Talk to you again really soon. Take care guys.